Integrity. If you had to say, let's sum up all 36 qualities. Take all 36 qualities that we've worked on, studied, developed, discussed, answered questions to, wrote goals about. How do you know? Well, if you got this quality, integrity, you had developed the other 36. But if you haven't got this quality, then I'm afraid you don't have the other 35. Tell you two short stories. First one, Steve Sloan was the athletic director when I coached at the University of North Texas. Good man, very intelligent. And he had played for the University of Alabama and Coach Barry Bryant. And then he spent the first few years of his coaching career coaching for Coach Bryant. And he was recruiting a young man named John Hannah, who was probably the best offensive lineman in the state of Alabama. And he went up to recruit him, and he worked and recruited and recruited. And John Hannah said, okay, he and his dad said, we're coming. We're coming to Alabama. And so at that time, you could go on signing date and be with the student when they signed the letter of intent. So Coach Sloan went to John Hannah's hometown, and he got there and he was fired up to sign John Hannah. And John Hannah and his dad, they said, what are you doing? And they said, we need you to sign this letter of intent. And John Hannah said, we said we were coming. Yeah, but you got to sign this. No. We gave you our word. So we're coming. We're not signing anything. Coach Sloan said on the way back to Tuscaloosa, said he tried every way in the world to figure out how he was going to tell Coach Bryant. So he got to Tuscaloosa and he went in and he related to Coach Bryant what John Hannah and his dad said. Coach Bryant said, well, we've signed X number of players this year, and I don't know how many of them are going to show up, but I'll guarantee the one that will show up is John Hannah. And because all the other schools found out John Hannah hadn't signed, they all went after him. You're never going to guess where John Hannah went to school. John Hannah went to the University of Alabama, was an All-American, played in the NFL, is now in the Hall of Fame. What do you think John Hannah's number one quality was? Integrity. He didn't need to sign anything to tell you what he was going to do. When he said he was going to do something, it was done. I'll tell you another story about integrity. The fellow's name is Ivan Fernandez Anaya. He's running a marathon in Spain, and he's in second place. And he's going to finish in second place because in front of him is a Kenyan runner that's 30, 40 yards ahead of him. And he doesn't have anything left, so he knows he's going to get second place. And the Kenyan is mistaken, and he stops about 20 yards before the finish line because he thinks he's crossed the finish line. So Anaya really has two choices. He can go by him, win the race, get the gold medal. He's the champion. He didn't do that. He goes up to the Kenyan runner and pushes him across the other 10 yards. And he almost has to fight him to get him to do it. Because the Kenyan doesn't realize that he hadn't finished. And the reporters, after it's over, they go, why didn't you go ahead of him? He made the mistake. He said, I would have had to shave tomorrow. And when I looked in the mirror, I would have seen a cheater. I would not have seen a champion. I would have seen a cheater. And when I look in the mirror, I feel good about me today. Integrity. And you say, the guy lost the race. Would you have lost the race? Would you have gone by the guy, or would you have pushed him across the line? Would you have seen that he just made a mistake, and would you have helped him? And when you look in the mirror every day, do you see a champion or do you see a cheater? That's the thing you have to ask yourself. Because that mirror will tell you everything you need to know about you. Can you look in the mirror and say, I did everything I could today to be the best person I could? I helped the other people. I had compassion. I was dependable. I did the things. I did all these 35 qualities. If you do that, you have developed integrity, and you are the best you that you can be.